price regulation and price ceiling. So now in this particular scenario, the shortage created by price ceiling can be revealed in many ways without increasing the prices. Now there are many ways what we are going to discuss. The first one is first come first serve. The second one is lottery system. The third one is seller selection. And the fourth one is choice of the government. Let's discuss one by one. First come first serve. This is the most common way of resolving the shortage, whereby a person who comes first gets to buy the product for the first. A common example of this type of is a people standing in a line on a counter of a theatre to buy a movie tickets. Now the one who is standing in the front would be the first who would be getting the tickets, and henceforth thereafter all other who are following him or her. Now this is the most common way in resolving the shortages, wherein the person who comes would be getting the product for the first time. The second one is lottery. It is a type of a lucky draw where one lucky person who picks the right numbers is allowed to make the purchase. The lottery could be the way to dole out the product that is facing a shortage. For example, some charges may this be a system in order to determine the person who could buy the limited tickets to a special game of football. So in this particular case, a lottery system could work because there is a limited tickets for some special games. Let's say a football. So in this case, some charges may use this system to determine the persons who could buy these limited edition tickets. So these are the ways how the resolving part is done. Now we are going to discuss about the price floor. Price floor basically prevents the price from falling below a certain level. When the price floor is set above the equilibrium price, quantity supplied will exceed quantity demanded and excess supply or surpluses will result. When government law regulates prices instead of letting market forces determines the price, and it is known as price control. In other words, you can say a price floor refers to the minimum legal price of a certain goods or service. And you should always remember that if the price floor is set, a buyer will not be able to buy a product at a price below the price floor in a standard setting. Hence, it would ensure the protection of producer from scenario entailing featuring like low demand, excess supply, underpricing or below cost pricing, etc. They are usually implemented as a means of direct economic intervention to manage the direct affordability of certain goods and services, including rent, gasoline and food. Although it may take certain goods and services more affordable, price control may often lead to disruption in the market, losing for or losses for producer, and a noticeable changes in the quality could be seen. Government sets a price, also known as price floor, that is higher than the equilibrium price when it is believed that price determined by supply and demand is not fair from the perspective of the producer. An example of price floor could be the minimum wage. In this case, in this particular scenario, the government sets a price floor for an hourly basis or for hourly wage rate employers must pay their employees. The intention is to ensure that workers receive a minimum standard of living and are not exploited by the employer, who may be tempted to pay wages below a living wage. For instance, if the minimum wage is set, let's say 100 rupee per hour, no employer can legally pay their employee less than that amount. The advantage of price floor is to secure a minimum compensation for the supplier in the market it is applied. Food production is one of the most important market protected by price floor and other policies. Countries are careful to guard their food producer against the volatility of the commodity market. One could argue that to some degree, food production should be exposed to competition to breed innovation and efficiency. A strong agricultural food industry maintains a country's autonomy and security. With global trade activities between over other countries producing either same food or substitute, this provides a lot of competition to every farmer, I would say. Hence, the country set a price floor for agricultural goods to keep their food production sector healthy. This is done because countries fear relying on international trade for food, as that trade can be cut for political leverages. Therefore, all countries strive to maintain a specific percentage of domestic food production in order to maintain autonomy. The food commodity market can be very volatile and prone to massive surpluses, which can drive down prices and can bankrupt farmers. Many countries run protections or anti-trade policy to protect their food production. Maintaining the food supply is a high priority of every nation, especially a developing country. Hence, the government use various tools to protect this particular food production. Now, these tools range from price control, subsidies, crop insurance, and many more things. A nation must navigate a difficult balance to maintaining affordable food for its citizen while also guaranteeing its own farmers to make enough to grow food for the next year. Importing cheap food from other nations exposes a farmer's or country's farmer to vast amount of competition that can disrupt their financial stability. Some government limit trade or impose price floor, so foreign foods products are forced to cost as much or more than homegrown foods. Government may impose a non-bidding price floor as a fail-safe if prices were rapidly to decline. One of the disadvantages of a price floor is that it distorts market signals. A price floor provides more compensation to the manufacturer, which can use to improve the quality of their goods. This is a benefit in most circumstances. However, some goods are preferred as low quality or low cost by the consumer. Suppose a price floor was set on dental floss. Dental floss manufacturer receive large compensation for their product and decides to improve it. They design floss that is tough and can be washed and reused. When the price floor is removed, the only kind of floss is the expensive ones, durable and reusable kind. However, there is a consumer backlash as they prefer single-use disposable cheap floss because they think it's cleaner and easier to throw away. That's a silly scenario where price ceiling result in inefficiently high quality goods. So what is a product for consumer prefer in low quality? For instance, the prominence of disposable cameras in early 20s, there were cameras with high-end expensive ones, but the consumer loved the convenience and the low cost of cheap plastic throwaway cameras. Consumer enjoyed the low quality cameras as they could be bought in many stores cheaply and taken away as fears of breaking only resulted in loss of a few dollars. Similar to price ceiling, price floor generates deadweight loss through the loss of free market efficiency. Suppliers will produce to where marginal revenue would be equal to marginal cost. So remember, in these scenarios, the supplier would produce at the point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Marginal revenue increases when a price floor is set. This contrasts with the law of demand, which states that when price increases, the demand decreases. Let's discuss now in a nutshell what is advantage of price floor and disadvantage of price floor. Price floor provides minimum compensation to supplier in the market, ensuring they receive a fair price for their goods and service as one of the advantages of price floor. On the contrary, another advantage is with regard to protection. That means protect the domestic food production sector of the country with this particular mechanism of price floor. Another advantage could be maintaining a stable price and prevent producer from going bankrupt. This is again one of the important advantage of a price floor. Coming to disadvantage of price floor, first one could be it distorts the market signal. The second one could be can lead to inefficiency in the market as goods or services may be produced at a higher cost than what they are worth to a consumer. The third could be may result in surplus production. So what are the key takeaways from price floor? A price floor is a fixed minimum price a good can be sold at. A price floor needs to be higher than the free market equilibrium to be effective. A price floor creates a surplus which can be costly for the producer. It also decreases the consumer surplus significantly. The most common price floor is the minimum wage which exists in almost every country. Price floor can result in inefficiency high quality goods which is undesirable to consumer who in some cases prefer a low quality at low cost. Thank you.